Yes, you are.
Yeah. So, very good afternoon to one and all present over here today. So, I myself, Lakshmi Goritia, I'm Associate Dean Finance at Vivekananda Education Society Business School. So, today I'll be having an opportunity to take you with a journey called as Career in Finance. So, moving forward to this, I would like to just take it from journal to a particular in today's presentation. Just a second. Yeah, so we first need to look into the vision and the mission of our institute, which I would like to bring in because we always strive towards giving a practical and informative education in the field of management, where we always make our students ready for the industry and also they should be facing a real world scenario. So that's our basic and a major vision. Moving forward, what all things do we bring in our schools? We generally strive towards innovative teaching techniques. That is more with, as you all know, that currently the pandemic scenario is going on. So how this becomes very challenging. That how can we make our respective teaching techniques more innovative? So we at VBS has tried our best, and we brought in a lot of innovative teaching techniques while imparting the PGDM 2 years program, where we are bringing problem-solving techniques, visual classrooms are there, real-time experiences, learning more with respect to case studies, then some assignments, projects. Out of the box teaching is also there. Application of thoughts, practical learning is basically comprising together, which is more towards on the innovative side. So this is what at VBS we are doing it. I will take you through that what exactly we are doing it in this particular innovative teaching techniques when I'm moving towards the finance as one of the specialization. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let us understand from the student's point of view or the aspirant's point of view, what are the stages in career development and how it is getting related towards the finance. So I will just take you through that. So please remember, you as an individual has to keep it in mind few things that this on the screen you all can see the pyramid, right?
Ma'am, 1 second.
Yeah.
Ma'am, my voice is not clear. It is sound as an echo.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it okay now? Hello?
Guys, you are able to hear her properly?
I can hear you. I can hear ma'am very loud and clear.
How about others?
I have no issues.
What about the other peoples?
Yes, ma'am. I'm also, ma'am.
Is everybody fine? Am I audible to all of you?
This is much better. Yeah, this is much better. Yeah.
Much better.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So, guys, shall I just take it forward? Ketal ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, guys, let us understand, you being an individual who is actually moving towards the career path. So there you need to understand on the screen, you all can see the pyramid. Okay. In the pyramid, how does it start? It starts from bottom to top approach. Okay. So how should we understand this thing from the career development point of view for an individual? So that covers the self-assessment, exploration, and move towards the decision making. Okay. So everyone needs to understand over here that how can I do a self-assessment, then the exploration towards that, and then make a decision for my career. So guys, there are three things which we need to keep it in mind. One is, what is your area of interest? You need to assess that. Okay. Later point in time, how can I move towards that? So what level of IQ do I have? Okay. Once you have developed that interest, that which area you need to go for, then you need to check on what IQ do you have towards that particular interest, and based on that you need to make your decision. Okay, so this is with respect to the career development. So for example, if I talk about of the finance, that then where do I stand in finance? Is finance really my cup of tea, or is marketing really a thing which I'm really good at? Or is it the HR, IT, analytics, what it is? So that one individual has to map it out when it comes to the career development. So once you're done with that, and what we do at VBS, we basically bring in students, we give in them this kind of career development enhancement, right from self-assessment to the decision making, with respect to placements, with respect to their entrepreneurship journey and other aspects. Okay, so please keep it in mind. This is very important aspect for developing your career, all of you. Now, to look into the stages in the career development, what are the skills do I need to bring in? That is very important. And let us look at from, this is basically the skills, what I've kept it in front of you, is from the, is the holistic way I have brought in front of you. But we need to look at, there are certain skills which are really required for the finance as a specialization, or making career in the finance. Those are the analytical skills, certainly. Computer skills has to be there. Apart from that, we do require the skills related to the mathematics. Also, some re-engineering skills are also required. Okay, so when I talk about most of the people must be aware of all these skills, but I would like to bring in some skills which maybe some of you not comfortable with or not having a clarity on. So if I talk about the re-engineering skills, what exactly is re-engineering skill is all about? So let's say there is one particular organization which is dealing business more into the area of finance. Okay, so what is the business of a finance? Corporates basically, they generally tend to provide financial assistance in return of certain interest, right? Certain equity, correct? So when we talk about, let's say one of the finance organization has developed one particular product. Okay, now after developing the product, they have given a solution to the respective organization, and that has to be sellable into the market. Now, once the product has been developed, right now I'm explaining it to you all about the re-engineering skill. So the product is developed. Now we need to look at what solution the respective product is providing. So here we are saying that the respective corporate has developed a solution by providing a product, okay, into the market. Now one need to look at the existing product and existing solution. Is there a scope where we can improvise on, okay, where we can add on or we can modify into those products? So if that is possible, and if somebody has done it in that respective organization, so those particular skills are falling more towards the re-engineering skills. Okay, so likewise, we need to talk about of analytical skills, how one can develop an analytical skills. Analytical skills are very much required. The moment you look at the number, okay, the mind should work in such a manner where you can say that when I look at these numbers, this number is saying this. Okay, so let's say whether the profits are good, whether the respective companies are making profits compared to the previous year, whether the companies are making good amount of sales compared to the previous year. So this type of analytical skills are very much required. So as I've already said that what type of right skill set is required when it comes to the career in finance. So these are some basic skills which one need to take it forward, or maybe one need to develop it. Okay. Now, moving forward, what is our USP with respect to all this skill development? We basically do what at VBS? We generally make all the students, we give more maximum time we provide, most of the times we provide a freedom where they can bring in their own analytical skills, okay, and then they can solve a problem, okay. Also, the faculty, set of faculties over here in VBS are very student friendly. Whenever the students are going to approach to the faculty, certainly the faculties are going to give them an handholding and going to give a solution to the respective queries, whatever they are coming up in the area of finance. Also, the guidance has also been provided to most of the set of students, those who are approaching the faculty, to face the real world, how the scenario and the situations are going to be, okay, especially with respect to corporate world. Now, moving forward, I'm done with my general part with respect to the overall PGDM program also the management education. Now, let me just come to the particular thing, that is the finance. Okay, so there are three key takeaways which we should take it today. Okay, once the session is going to get over. So that is first key takeaways with respect to finance job is that the finance jobs are highly attractive or lucrative. Okay, with respect to what? Why? So it is because at the entry level itself, the moment when the person is going to pass out his or her PGDM program or let's say MBA, at the entry level itself, the finance specialized students would be getting a good amount of salary package when they're going to join any corporate. Okay, so that's the first takeaway. The second takeaway is that if that is a case, then what one needs to do it? One needs to actually bring in the acumen into the finance. So how one can bring in the acumen? One need to do an intense study in the area of a finance where you need to cover the maths, the economics, some amount of statistical disciplines are required. So this is the second takeaway. The third takeaway is over here that there are some of the good finance professions, those who are being highly paid. Okay, so like which area those are? So those are the portfolio managers, corporate finance managers, investment bankers, traders, economic analyst, and the financial analyst. So these are the three takeaways which you should always keep it in your mind if you're planning to go for finance as a specialization. Okay, right in the beginning, it's a very attractive specialization where one can look at with respect to their, as per their interest and their analytical skills, one can opt for just because at the entry level, one is getting a good amount of package, which has been offered by the corporates. Okay. So these are the three takeaways which we should take it up. Now, let us talk about careers in finance stream. Which are those careers we are actually having it or existing, you know? So of course, in this circle, what you can see over here in the diagram, there are few things which are not there. So I will be just covering it up one after the other, everything in detail. So there are this particular area where we can look at financial planner, finance manager, investment banker. So what does this investment banker do? Or this equity analysts are doing it and all that. So we are going to look at into the respective upcoming slides. Yeah, so let us understand what is the role of a financial advisor. So, you know, financial advisors are going to advise to most of the clients on the basis of the client's requirement. So whether the clients are having a short-term requirement or are they looking out from the long-term point of view. So based on those short-term and long-term goals, the respective financial advisors are going to advise their clients that based on this tenure or a duration, what and how you should plan your investments. So that's the role of a financial advisor. Okay, so this particular area is also very much aggressively working in the corporate world, and one can actually may think of to go into this area and make their career. Okay. I'll take your questions one by one. If you still have any questions, you can just stop me in between and I can explain you, or maybe I can address your queries as well. So it's up to you, guys.
Ma'am, there's none from my end.
Yeah.
As of now.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yes. Please go ahead. Yeah. Shahrukh Sheikh, you have a question, right?
No, ma'am. Actually, I was saying, as of now, I have no question.
Okay, fine. So should I just take it forward now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So let us understand the next role and the next career which is there into the basket of finance. That is equity analyst. So guys, understand over here, equity analyst is also one of the very attractive profile, which most of the students, aspirants look for. Okay. When they pass out from their MBA education or let's say PGD, and this area is been required more in the broking firm, also in the form of such as investment banking firm. There also people look for equity analysts. And what exactly this equity analysts are going to do? So they are generally going to study more on the financial information they're going to provide. Also, they will review certain stocks and bonds, and they will make certain equity research report, which will be going to be a selling report for the in the market. Okay, so where the people will look for, investor will look for those equity research reports in detail, and then they will decide upon where to invest. Okay, so that's the equity analyst profile going to. Now, taking it forward, the next profile and the career which one can make it in the finance is financial planner. So what is this financial planner profile, and how attractive it is for most of the people, those are looking out for their career in finance? So basically here, the financial planner is going to provide a planning for the client based on his or her requirement, that how they are supposed to plan out their insurance. If they're making an investment in the insurance side, okay, then how one should go towards the investment, whether the investments to be made from the short-term point of view or from the long-term point of view. Of course, the financial planner also helps the client to make the planning for their retirement well in advance, based on his or her profile and his or her income, what they are earning. Okay. Also, the tax planning, that how much amount can they save from for not to pay the tax. Okay, and they can put in those savings of the tax into the investment. So that is all the job role of a financial planner. And basically, a financial planner can be the one who is actually getting their degree, or let's say education in the area of finance, or let's say MBA finance. Also, along with that, the CFP. So what is CFP? CFP is basically a US-based course, which is going to go very well if somebody is completing their graduation, post-graduation in the area of finance, and CFP, they are adding. That's the add-on. So what is the full form of the CFP? The full form of the CFP is Certified Financial Planner. That's the certification which is issued by the US. Okay, so 2 qualifications having in for this profile will work very good. Okay, now investment banker, a very fascinating, attractive profile which most of the current generation aspirants are looking out for when they are going for the finance as a specialization. Okay, why? Because people know, maybe I don't know how many of you are aware about of this profile. This is the most attractive. Why? Because the package is very handsome. Also, the role and a job, what you're going to do it over here, is on a real-time basis. So real-time in the sense you will be actually going to find out the valuations of the company. Okay. And based on that, you will be deciding upon whether to go and buy the respective company or not, or is the deal can be tracked or not. Okay, so basically investment banker profile is more on that. Of course, the package wise, when you talk about, is the one among the best packages which has been offered in this respective profile. Okay, so one can think on this area as well. Another career in finance is the next profile is called as your finance manager. So how is the finance manager role is going? Finance manager can also go into the financial controller. Okay, it's a very reputed and a very status quo profile in the organization, you know. And here, what the respective person is going to do is going to make the financial reports, going to look into the investment activities, also going to work on the strategies of the organization, and based on that, he or she is going to get involved with the top management for designing the long-term financial goals. Okay, based on that, what strategy is going to. So again, a very good profile. This is in the area of finance. Now let us move on to the next, that is how the banker's profile is going to work. And nowadays, you can see that most of the banking sector is completely into disruption. These are the, anyhow, what you can see on the screen is the profile which one need to handle it. if they become a banker, they move towards the banker side. Of course, the salary wise, the package wise is a very good and attractive profile to work upon. What things are you going to handle if you become a banker? Okay, so one can deal with the clients on the savings side, FDs, loans, mutual fund, insurance. One can also provide unique investment opportunities. Okay, so what are these and all? So we are more or less, most of the people are aware about it, because in the bank, what happens? Traditionally, we all know that the bank provides loans, they accept deposits, they also guide most of the clients towards the savings. What are the mutual fund products do they have to offer? What insurances portfolios do they have? So all that is going to be handled by one of the bankers. Okay, so this is also one of the very attractive profile in the area of finance. Now, the next slide which I'm going to bring in front of you all is the very upcoming, and already it got existed in the market, especially in the Indian market. Foreign markets are already, this particular profile is developed, and that is called as fintech. Okay, so guys, understand over here in the fintech, when we're talking about, now fintech is the area where a lot of disruption has happened in the BFSI sector. So what is this BFSI sector? So BFSI sector is banking and financial services and insurance sector. Okay, so here a lot of disruption has took place in the last almost a decade, and you'll not believe the time when the fintech got established in the foreign countries. Same has happened parallelly. It has happened in our country too, and we are actually going hand in hand. We cannot say that we are way behind than the foreign markets where the fintechs are there. We are actually going together. The way they have adopted the fintech in the area of BFSI sector, the same pace we have taken in our country. And examples you can see very well, and you must be using as well these particular services of the Paytm, Policy Bazaar, and all. Okay, so these are basically falling into the category of fintech. So what is the full form of fintech? Fintech is basically financial technology. Okay, and all the banking financial sector got disrupted just because of the technology which has got introduced. Okay, so most of the people are working over here. Now, what prerequisite is required if one is planning? In fact, I would advise most of the students, if you're planning towards the finance as a specialization and making career in finance, should always look into this new area, that is fintech. Okay, where you need to have a prerequisite thing. And what are those prerequisites? You need to have a good amount of knowledge in the area of financial analytics. So basically, first you need to develop a good amount of knowledge in the area of business analytics, and then financial analytics is a subset of the business analytics. Okay, so good amount of knowledge you need to bring in over here. You need to gain and take the benefit of that just to get into with the profile called as fintech, or let's say industry called as fintech. And in that, or many profiles are prevailing. A risk profile is there. They're the profile of most of the times people can work into the area of credits, credit analyst, and all that. Okay, so please keep it in mind. We at VBS is really active in the area of analytics, or let's say business analytics. Also, we have a full complete umbrella of analytics program, what we are offering to the students. And followed by that, if anybody is going for the finance as a specialization, we at VBS is providing knowledge in the area of financial analytics too. Okay. Also, one need to have a basic understanding of the banking processes. So how does the bank function and all? So we do have subjects on that is commercial banking, and we make people understand that how the banking is actually processed, okay, and how they function. Okay, so these are the prerequisite which is very much required if one has to enter into the field of fintech, or let's say fintech market. Okay, so very upcoming, I should not say, it has already got existed into the market, and people require, the corporates require the one who is having an acumen towards the banking, acumen towards the analytics, then they are most welcome to join the fintech companies. Okay. I would tell you at we at VBS is also up in the upcoming time period. Basically, we are going to introduce by having a tie-up with National Stock Exchange, the program called as FinTech. Okay, so where 1 year we will be providing the complete understanding towards the FinTech, and followed first year would be your general management program, and the second year would be your specialization that is more towards pertaining to fintech. So that's the one thing which that's the new development which we are coming up with. Okay. So one can explore this particular area. Now, also what we are doing at VBS is currently we are having a tie-up with NSE. We all know what is NSE, which organization is NSE, that is National Stock Exchange. We have tie-up with NISM, that is National Institute of Security Markets. We have tie-up with IIBF, that is Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. And so we do what do we do under these tie-ups? We have actually attached the NSE and the NISM with certain subjects, okay, and we provide certain capstone projects under those subjects. And those capstone project is roughly around 2.5 months or 3 months. Once the respective student is completing that capstone, we are attaching the capstone project with the NSE certification. So that's a joint certification which we provide to the students. So likewise, we have many programs running under NISM, and we are attaching with certain subjects, or let's say a relative or respective subjects basically. So that's how we are attaching, we are making the respective program very much connected to the industry. So I'm sure all of you need to remember one thing, that when we are talking about finance as a specialization and career in finance, see, anyhow, people are taking their MBA or let's say MBA degree, but that is not sufficient enough. If you remember the takeaways which I have explained you just few minutes back, out of that, one takeaway is that you need to develop a good amount of understanding in the area of finance as a specialization. Okay, so you need to have a good handholding towards the maths, economics, then some amount of statistics. So that's the reason we are making students industry ready by attaching certifications with the subjects. Okay, and giving them a capstone project, which are a real-time basis. Students are going to deal with a number of companies which are already existing in the NSE, in the BSE. I hope people understand what is BSE, that is Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, and we allocate the companies, and students have to look into the financials of those companies. Let's say for around 5 years or 10 years, financials one need to read of those companies, and they need to come up with certain model. So that is basically more something to do with financial modeling. Okay. So these are a few examples what I'm bringing in front of you. Why? So because this is what we are doing in our institute. Okay. So which certifications are right for you? Basically, on that, we do provide guidance and support with respect to some US certifications, which are actually an added advantage along with your MBA program, that is CFA, FRM, CLFP, okay, and the Certified Financial Planner. So what is CFA? That is Chartered Financial Analyst. FRM is Financial Risk Manager. CLFP is something to do with, this is the very upcoming and a new thing, because in India, the market which got opened up recently, last almost you can say 5 years back or so, this is existing very well, and one can make a career just by doing a certification called as CLFP. So what is the CLFP is all about? This is again a US certification. The full form of CLFP is Certified Lease and Finance Professional. Okay. Then CFP is a Certified Financial Planner. So guys, understand how you can differentiate you as a candidate or a potential candidate in the market of finance, just not only by doing an MBA, but yes, adding these programs just by sitting in your own country. You're not supposed to move out uh, out of your country and then go and pursue these courses. These are anyhow available. So why should we spend crores of rupees going outside the country and getting some more education and qualification when you yourself can see CFA, FRM, CFP itself available just by sitting in our country and doing it and leveraging it out. Okay, so this is the thing which one can look at. So from my side, I am almost done. It's rightly been said by Chris Rock that the more you have options, more you understand how willingly you want to enter in a particular field and happily create wealth for oneself. So from my side, this is it. I'm keeping the platform open. People can come up and ask queries or a doubt. I'm very happily going to take it up those particular questions. Yes, please. Are there any questions? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am, you are. It was pretty much clear. I have no questions.
Okay. Yes. Guys, come ahead if you have any questions, because this is the time when you can actually clarify your doubts and queries. And you have a very unique platform currently where the VBS is providing the career guidance. Yeah, are there any questions been typed in the chat box? Because I could not able to see it. Just a second. Yeah, some people are asking a question over here. The certification courses are free or payable. So basically, you know, these are the tie-ups being made through NSC and NISM. So we all know that these are all a brand in the area of finance with whom we have made a MOU. Okay, so guys, certainly they are charging some amount, which is a very nominal piece, not very expensive, and one can go ahead, because in the past we have got a very good response from the students, and most of the students in the class have went and opt for these certifications because they understood the importance of these certifications to have in their resume. Okay.
Are there the certifications for MMS as well, or only for PGDM?
This is for everyone, MMS and PGDM both. If you talk about VBS, yes, this has been offered to both the institutes, that is, I mean, to the MMS and the PGDM both. Okay. Yeah, so students get, yeah. Okay. Which is the other question we have? Yeah, let me take it up. One more question. Can you tell something about hospital management and administration? I think, see, hospital management and administration is one particular area, but keeping in mind my forte falls more into the finance. But I can just give you one generic understanding with respect to hospital management and administration. So this is again a sort of MBA program where one can make their career in the area of hospital, or let's say healthcare sector. Okay, so what kind of things are going to be there? You will be getting along with the job profiles which are available is in the area of hospitals or healthcare sector, and most of the recruiters are going to be the top-notch hospitals, those who are running the business in this area. Okay, and what kind of profiles you can get? You can get profiles related to managing the complete hospital uh, with respect to their HR aspects, with respect to their IT, their analytics, also the finance. So all those areas are there in this hospital management and administration. Okay, there are a few questions. What is the difference between PGDM and MBA? So there is no difference as such. It's just that when you get the degree or certificate in your hand, there is the word written as postgraduate diploma program in management. Okay, so an MBA. So there is no difference. The only thing, the name is going to be printed on the respective degree or a certificate. Ma'am, how can we figure out if one is confused with marketing and finance? So I think the one who is asking this question requires number of mentoring. Okay, so you should actually take up few more mentoring sessions with the respective faculty or maybe somebody who is expert in the area of marketing or finance or maybe in the MBA education. So that is the advice to you because you do require few more mentoring sessions. Okay, to address this. Then there is few questions coming up with respect to we are accepting CAT. This I think the team can answer. Previous team admission team can answer this question. We are accepting CAT 2020 scores. Which entrance exam will so? This is again the team admission team will answer. Okay, so there are a few more questions coming up. See, the one who do their MBA in hospital management, certainly their target would be what? The target would be healthcare. Okay, remember, so you will be actually going to get recruited by the healthcare sector corporates. So basically, hospital management is the education which you will be taking it up, okay, as an MBA. And the target what you will be looking out for is the healthcare sector. And those organizations are going to recruit people, those who are doing MBA in hospital management. What is the difference between PG and MBA and which one is better? So there is no difference as I already said. Yeah. Do you have few more questions? Any other questions? You can ask or maybe you can message, all of you. Please be free to ask or feel free to ask question pertaining to career in finance. Yeah, guys. Impact of COVID, Ritesh, what do you mean by that? Impact of COVID with respect to what? You need to be very much specific because it's a very broad term. Impact of COVID with respect to what? With respect to placements. So see, anyhow, finance is one particular area. Do remember, all of you. Don't think that I'm actually attracting towards finance to you all. Just remember, all of you, one thing, that finance is the area or a specialization where one can do a job just by sitting at home. Okay, because it is a desk job most of the times, and that's the reason the job opportunities are very huge. In fact, I read one particular article just few days back where the corporates have mentioned, the HR people have mentioned, saying that we have an ample of job opportunities available in the area of finance. It's just that the right set of people we could not able to find. Okay, so please understand, a good amount of placements are still available despite of having a pandemic scenario. All of you. Yeah. Is this lockdown situation, is it worth doing MBA because online lecture? Of course, because sitting at home and wasting your 1 year despite of that, instead of that, why not to join one particular MBA program and enrich your knowledge, content, and be ready for the world, for the corporate, and you can get a good amount of uh, a placement or a job. So why to waste? Better join MBA program. Okay.
Ma'am, I have one question. Like,
Yes.
it may sound really silly, but let's assume one is not good with numbers. So does that mean they cannot go for finance?
See, if you're, it's not only about number in the sense, if I'm saying that what is the algebra, let's say if I say a plus b whole square, okay, so we are not talking about all those aspects. We are talking about with respect to the analytical mindset. So when you look at just the number, I'm saying that you being a manager, you will be a future manager, right? So when you go in the corporate, nobody will ask you to do this kind of algebra and all. Okay, they will be just giving you the Excel sheet, or let's say spreadsheet, with all those calculations. Just by looking at the calculations, you need to make out, or you need to make your decision or write down certain analysis looking at those numbers. So what change do you find compared to the previous year? This year, what are the changes which you can see in the profits of the business, in the cost of the business, in the sales of the business? That's the only thing. If you have a good amount of analytical mindset, then certainly finance is for them. Also, finance is basically is the game of a people, those who have a good amount of patience. So finance is a game of patience. If you have those attributes in you, then certainly one should go for finance as a specialization, or should make their career in finance.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. So somebody is asking, somebody is asking, when will your MMS program start? So I would request the admission team to answer this question. When will your MMS program start? So I would request admission team to answer this in the chat box to everyone. Yeah. Yeah, guys, are there any questions pertaining to career in finance? Something which you really like, the way the Shahrukh has asked just now. Make it interactive, because the more you ask questions, more the clarity will be there to the entire set of people, those who are there today in this forum. Okay. Okay, so there is a question coming in. How about jobs and salaries after doing MBA in healthcare management? Radha, see, when you do MBA in any particular specialization, certainly the job opportunities are available. Talking about healthcare management, if you look at current scenario, pandemic scenario, so there the opportunity is going to be very huge. Reason being, the government itself is bringing up the policies in the area of healthcare. Okay. So with looking at those policies and everything, certainly the job markets are going to be attractive. Down the line, 1 or 2 years, certainly. The time when you pass out your MBA. Okay. Are there any questions?
No, ma'am. This was indeed a very informative session. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. So, Hetal ma'am, what is the next thing?
If there are no questions, ma'am, we can end the session.
Okay. So, guys, I wish you all the best, and just take it your career with a good, right mindset. Opt for it and take the decision in the right manner, so that you come out like a flying colors. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much, everyone. Good day. Bye.